Hello, hello. Oh, baby! Thank you! And I beat Frank.
Oh my god!
I beat you, Frank.
He gave the fucking mic! Oh my god!
Hit that shit, bitch!
I'm giving you fucking
About who? What? When? Where?
in comic books in the DC world.
Uh-huh.
There was a debut of a character. I forgot her name, but it's Starfire's daughter. Starfire.
Is this DC or Marvel? Or...
DC.
Anyway, real quick, before you keep going, because this is the Completely Inappropriate Podcast, everybody. How you doing? My name is Tony, along with Mr.
Frank.
And this is where you can find us. If you have found us, you found us. Congratulations, you're awesome. If you want to let your friends know, though, you can find us on Spotify, on YouTube, BitChute, anywhere you get podcasts. We're there usually. As long as you listen to them, you could listen to us. In case that wasn't redundant enough for you. Remember, you can find us at Completely Inappropriate Podcast at gmail.com. It's the podcast on Instagram at Completely Inap with 1P on Twitter. And yeah, everywhere else we just told you. So how you doing, Frank? What the fuck are you talking about? This Marvel DC character?
DC, there was a debut of a character, Starfire's daughter, apparently. Yeah, and there was a bit of an uproar.
Who's Starfire? Where's she from?
Starfire, god damn, I'm not too familiar with DC. I'm like average familiar with DC.
I know, considering I'm the one wearing the Batman shirt right now, you'd think that I'd be more on this.
Right, so
I'm not. I'm more Marvel, baby.
I really don't know.
Batman
Fuck.
shirt, Spider-Man
Let me
coat.
Google that shit since I have my fucking phone here. Who the fuck is Starfire? But she's some alien chick, I think.
Alien chick.
Yeah, I don't know. I can already hear.
All right, so quick question: who is your favorite alien female? Who would you most like wanna sleep with? There's a lot of them.
Alien female.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I'm drawing blanks.
Can you think of any of them?
No.
All right, let's go alien. Okay, would you rather sleep with an alien or a robot?
Ooh. So would I rather sleep with Paul or Jude Law?
Wow, you were gay as fuck. I could not understand that was the turn that was going to take, but that's okay. Yeah. So Jude Law or
Paul.
Or Paul. Man, Jude Law, you're talking about AI, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're showing your fucking age, old man. You couldn't go with like an Ex Machina chick or who's a badass alien broad?
Alien broad.
That's hard to think of.
I could have gone with fucking Cyberpunk.
Ooh,
since it
well,
just came
there's
out.
also creations, right? Like Splice. You remember that movie?
Yeah.
Splice? Damn. How many times did you jerk off to that fucking weird, creepy little thing?
Not even once.
Not even once.
Nope.
It was. I mean, she had the perfect body. I swear I had a dream like that in high school once, where it was just like a body in the corner but no face.
Yeah.
Like really showing what a perv I was back then. Like I don't need a woman to have an identity. She just needs to be a warm body. She's preferably animated, not a dead one.
That's another one.
Yes.
Warm bodies. Would you bang a zombie?
Would you bang a zombie? Am I a zombie?
No, you're the person, the human.
Is it like what's that movie with Aubrey Plaza? The Death
Becomes her?
Is that it?
I don't know. It's just the first thing that came to mind.
Hey honey, we're talking about whether I'd fuck an alien, a zombie, or a robot.
A robot.
Alien? The wife would rather fuck an alien. Why? Because you just want to be the first person to meet a Martian and fuck it. We're Jay and Silent Bob fans, in case you haven't figured that one out real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, see, the alien's an interesting one. See, robot's gonna be like almost too mechanical, right? Like it's gonna almost know exactly what to. Like you kind of want to direct them a little bit.
Yeah,
Don't you?
but you figured that the fucking vagina would be a fleshlight.
It would be a
A
fleshlight.
self-lubricating fleshlight.
Yeah, well, don't they have that already? Oh, well, not self-lubricating yet, right? But
Yeah,
those
but-
real dolls,
Yeah.
it's a little much.
Yeah.
A little much. How do you feel about that? Would you rather have a real doll the way they are now, or would you rather have a real doll in 10 years once they are like animatronic?
Well, the thing is that with the real dolls
They can speak.
that I see now, the ones that I've seen, they're very silicone-y, and I guess my PTSD, but it would feel to me like I'm fucking a dead body.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, because that's kind of what we look like.
All right,
when
well,
we're
since
dead.
this is an inappropriate conversation, how many dead bodies have you seen? Did you put a number on it?
I'm gonna say a handful.
A handful?
Yeah, because
That's a lot.
I was in Ramadi, you know. And
I mean, that's remarkably a small number, though. I was expecting a little bit more.
It's Sniper Town, right? But a lot of what we had to look out for also, besides snipers, were IEDs, and yeah, there's no dead
Intensely
body.
erotic dudes.
There's no dead body when they have a bomb strapped to them and they go boom.
They just disappear, huh?
It's just, well, yeah, and there's like little goo bits here and there.
No big chunks. This is a really dark conversation.
I remember.
You're smiling. This is also, for those of you listening, Frank is smiling and half giggling through this entire conversation.
There's also a foot. Some of the ankle and a little bit of the leg was left over, like you could see the bone, right? But there was a foot on a ditch, and it was a bit blackened, probably dirty, because you know the guy didn't wear flip flops. I don't know, but yeah, I remember that somebody took a picture of it and posted it somewhere, or maybe it was in a deployment video. But
yeah, what's up with that, man? How are y'all allowed to have social media out there?
Oh,
I mean, I understand, but I also don't.
This was in the times of MySpace, so
it was just kicking off, right? Like all that cell phone. But
yeah.
now, do you know if they have restrictions now for?
Well, we had restrictions then, so yeah, there probably are restrictions.
They're probably a little
still
heavier
to
now,
this
right?
day. Yeah.
You know, like that one time I mentioned the Strava.
Mm-hmm.
It's a GPS tracking system that you can download for your phone for runners. Apparently, there was a lot of military men that were using that app, and it was documenting their GPS tracking and posting it to the site.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be, you know,
incognito.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be letting people know. So they were figuring out where these units were based off of the Strava posts. It's kind of fucky, man. This new technology can really fuck up the world if it's used in the wrong hands.
There's always one, and in my unit,
it was you.
There was this one guy from Texas.
Yeah,
I don't remember which part of Texas. But
well, didn't you say like 90-something%
yeah,
of enlistees are from Texas?
Yeah, so they would tell
like
us
90% of them are Hispanic.
They'd preach to us OPSEC, operational security. Do not talk about the mission before it happens. You know, don't, because somebody could be listening. So this fucking guy, when he would call home, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, we're about to do this, and we're gonna go over here. We're gonna do that."
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and
just the audacity of that, I don't understand.
And then he'd wonder why they'd cut off the fucking phone lines.
Oh, they cut them off. Wait, who cut them off?
The government.
The POs. And shit.
Yeah, the government would cut off the phone lines because we're about to do. Fucking,
okay.
Yeah,
and it was a regular thing that they.
Yeah, and you know they don't want anybody fucking.
That's so.
They don't want anything
crazy,
leaking,
man. That's so crazy. Did you ever? Did you have anybody to call back here, and anybody you talked to about?
Yeah, we went over this.
Yeah, but
I kept calling. I kept calling my parents, and they'd never answer because
that's right.
Yeah, they don't like paying their bills. Of course, who does like paying their bills? But
I do. It's a sense of accomplishment every time. I feel like a good, wholesome American.
Yeah, I find that's one other thing we have in common.
You like paying bills?
That spending money makes you feel important.
No,
kind of.
That's
to
not,
a sense.
No, that's really not it.
Oh,
providing makes me feel important.
Yeah,
and that's a part of
still spending money.
That's a part of part of providing for a family is spending the money on it. But it's not necessarily the spending of the money; it's knowing that you have the money to spend.
Yeah, that's.
If I had excess money, I wouldn't. I feel guilty and really bad about spending excess money when I buy like
toys.
No. Toys are fine too. That's part of providing for a child.
No, I mean adult toys.
Adult toys, yeah.
Yeah,
like vibrators, butt plugs. Those I feel a little guilty about.
Okay, I was thinking like cars and guns and.
You meant
fucking...
yeah. Moving on. So, what about you? Do you have any guilty pleasures of that you buy yourself occasionally?
Well, how can it be a guilty pleasure
if you're not guilty?
If
you don't feel guilty.
Why should you feel guilty about something that gives you pleasure? You know.
Well, what comes to mind though, if somebody were to go through your bank statement, they'd be like,
Right.
"This is what you spend your money on."
Well, I spend it on fast food. I spend a lot on fucking fast food because
That you got to cut out.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you do that. You have nothing but time to cook for yourself.
right. But there's times
It's
when
healthier and it tastes
right. But there's times when it's like, fuck, there's nothing to eat, and I gotta wait for my mother so we can go fucking grocery
But
shopping.
you don't. You could go buy your own goddamn groceries
Yeah, I could.
and just make
But-
something real quick.
and
Even
the-
ramen, dude. I think I mentioned it a few episodes ago. We have this upgraded ramen recipe that we do.
Mhm.
You get regular pack of beef ramen. You add some chopped up beef, saute that up, cook that up, throw that in with some green onions, some soy sauce, and some habanero salsa. Motherfucker. Shit will blow your asshole out, but you will feel so good eating it.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And
we
that's
have
cheap.
we have a shit ton of fucking instant soup, like it's not all ramen,
There you
and
go.
nobody eats it.
All you gotta do is just upgrade it. Upgrade
No,
it.
but,
do
like,
it yourself. Just
I
go
stopped-
buy a $10 pack of meat and you'll feed yourself twice in that day.
Yeah, I stopped eating instant soups because when I was living by myself, well, I had roommates, but when I was in California, all we could afford was ramen noodles and natty lights. And that's all I would eat,
Yeah.
just ramen noodles and natty
So
lights.
gross. Those smelliest shits, man. You sweat that grease out too for months. Oh, it's so good though.
And
Such
that's
good.
how I gained some of my weight.
Some of the way.
Yeah, because it's
Which is slowly deteriorating now. You've made nice little posts the other day. I don't think
Mhm.
we recorded it yet. You've lost 9 out of 10 pounds
Yep.
that you plan on losing this month.
hmm
How do you feel?
I have a sense of accomplishment, but at the same token, I'm like, I could lose more. Like I'm trying to balance that feeling of accomplishment of fucking, I gotta stay
don't-
at it.
Yeah, you don't want to feel too proud of yourself like this is the finish line.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to stay at it,
Yeah.
fucking 1 pound and everything else is extra.
So what has been your method?
But I'm also feeling,
Oh.
I'm like, it's just a pound. I'll fucking burn it in a day.
Yeah, if
I'll
you don't
burn it walking to the fucking
if you don't
mailbox.
add it on, I mean, we are. Oh, I forgot to give you more coffee. I made you a nice sweetened iced coffee this morning or this
Yeah.
afternoon with a
This midday.
little piece of homemade banana bread with pecans. How was that, by the way? I only gave you a little piece because I know you're on a diet. How'd you like it?
It tastes like punishment.
Isn't it so good though? I'm so good.
Because I'm like, fuck, now I have to haze myself after this.
Good. That's a good thing to do, man. Give yourself a treat for the day to earn working out, or
Mhm.
vice versa. Work out to earn the treat. But I find like if you guilt yourself with what you've eaten in the morning or before the workout, if you have a candy bar, you work a little extra when you're on the treadmill.
Yeah, when I started this 30-day challenge journey, my sister had just baked the fucking pizza, and it was
Ooh.
staring at me in the face, and I was like, no, because then I'm gonna have to haze myself afterwards, and I don't feel like hazing myself.
So what have you been doing though? Is it just the treadmill? Are
Yeah,
you
the
doing-
treadmill and then a little bit of weights here. Nothing, too big. Just 25 pounds.
Oh, that's all anybody needs to do, man.
Yeah, it's just enough to burn the calories.
Yeah,
Because,
and
muscle weighs more than fat. And
Yeah,
I'm not
true.
going to bulk up.
You're not trying to bulk up. You're
Yeah,
trying
just-
to fully just melt fat away.
Yeah.
So low weights, high reps.
Yep.
I'd even go lower too, dude. If you had 10-pound weights or 15s, that'd be the way to go. And then do a ladder climb up and do 5, 10, 15, 20, then 20, then 15, 10, 5, back down to 0.
Yeah. I like to do that a lot, actually.
Yeah, that's my favorite method. I haven't lifted weights at all. I haven't even run in a couple weeks since the no bullshit November ended. I did
Mhm.
like 63, 65 miles in November. I told myself I was gonna take at least a week off of running, and I did. I didn't do shit for a whole week, and then this week I've just been focusing on upside down poses for yoga.
Yeah.
'Cause it's where I'm weakest, so trying to build the strength there. But I think in January I'm gonna get back to running consistently, but not nearly as much as I would. Not every day like I did in November. Are you gonna? So you're gonna give yourself a new challenge in January then?
Yes. The way I figured is that come New Year's, everybody's New Year resolution is
Lose weight.
I'm gonna lose weight.
Eat better.
Yeah.
Act better.
And then come
Suck
mid-February,
Jack off
the
less.
fucking gyms are fucking empty again. And so I figured,
They usually go till March.
yeah,
They get half empty by the end of January.
the
but
quarter of the year.
You get through March.
Yeah,
Or
more or
you know
less.
what really fucks people up is Valentine's Day, February. Everybody
What?
goes out for that first nice dinner after.
Oh, I thought because of the
Doing
chocolates.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and the candies and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's like designed to fuck up your whole resolution.
No, but that's another thing. Like, what I don't get is that okay? Your resolution is to fucking hit the gym now, right? To fucking lose weight. Okay, so you do that, right? And then one day you skip out on your diet, or one day you don't go to the gym, and then you're like, oh fuck,
It's
it's over.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
it's a
no.
defeatist attitude. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you just say no, this is the day you forgot to brush your teeth. Does that mean that you're never gonna brush your teeth
Of
again?
course not.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
take it you chalk it up as a loss. It's like your medication too, right? What do they say? If you missed a prescribed hour to take your medication,
If you miss a dosage,
don't double it up
Yeah,
the next
just-
time. Just continue.
Yeah.
Just fucking continue.
Mhm.
Don't compound the interest. Like, there's no interest on this shit.
Yeah.
Like it's a lifestyle change. It's not that the people that treat it like a diet were like, oh, I fucked up the diet. Now it's over. Like, well, if it's not a diet and it's just the way you decide to eat.
Yeah,
now,
because it's a New Year
the way you
resolution,
decide it.
so you have the whole year to lose that weight.
Well, and it shouldn't be a yearly resolution. It shouldn't be a yearly resolution. What it should be is a year to set up your life. You know what I
Right.
mean? For continuing. Like,
Mhm.
because again, if you say, okay, I went through a whole year without drinking, now I can start drinking again. You know what I mean? That was
Like
been
someone I know.
Yeah, like me.
Oh, I was referring to Rafiki Harambe, but okay.
Oh yeah. How's he doing?
Yeah. I'm
Gorilla
not sure,
face.
cause like
Oh, really?
he was telling me, he's like, man, I already went 3 months without drinking. I'm pretty sure I've proven I can go without drinking, so I'm gonna drink
That's
again.
what my dad did.
And then
My dad did a 7-year bet with two of his brothers, with his
Yeah.
brother-in-law and his brother, for $10,000 each. So for
Whoa.
$20,000 total, he had to quit drinking for 7 years, and he did. Straight up, just New Year's Day, fucking quit drinking for 7 fucking years.
cold turkey, huh?
Won 20 grand, got paid, and fucking bought my mom the world's most fucking badass set of washing machines, because he's a romantic that way. No, and then I'm sure that they went on a trip or something after that. Like, he put the money to the house and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was his idea too. Like, I've proven that I could quit drinking if I wanted to. I don't want to. And he's actually taken a couple breaks since then too. But I did the same thing when I turned 30. What was I, 29 maybe? I think I took 2 years off
Mm-hmm.
from 29 to 31. And then at 31 I started drinking again. This year I started drinking again. But I've never felt like I lost control. Every time I feel like guilty about the amount I've been drinking, I stop for 2-3 months, and then I'll slowly get back into it. Once I realize I'm drinking too much again, I stop for 2-3 months. Like, I think that's a much healthier cycle than the way I was, where I just felt guilty every time I drank, and then I thought, oh well, my diet's over, and just kept drinking. You know, never decided that, well, I still can take a break. You know, just because I'm an alcoholic doesn't mean that I'm an alcoholic that can't take a break. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I realized, like, well, then it's a controversial thing to say. People that hear me say, like, oh, I don't think I'm an addict anymore. It's not an appealing sentiment, you know, when I still choose to do the substance, you know, when I'm
Right.
still drinking or
Yeah.
fucking at a party and I take a puff of weed when a joint gets passed around. Like, well, I thought you were sober. I was like, well, I'm a fucking recovering addict, but this isn't addictive behavior. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't believe in the movies and the videos and the TV. Like, is there a possibility that I could go down that fucking path again? Yes. But for me, it's not a chemical imbalance in my system anymore. You know, and maybe it's the placebo effect from the mushrooms that I took, you know, that a few years ago that let me quit drinking for 2 years and come back not feeling like an addict anymore. Maybe it actually did work, and the mushrooms actually had that effect on me. Whatever the causation or what was it causation or what's it say? Come on, you gotta help me out sometimes in a conversation.
Causation, representation.
Yeah, no, whatever. We're moving past it because that was way too much of a start. I just feel like I've got shit under control. Said everyone until they fucking crash and burn, right? But who knows?
Yeah, and I was telling your boy, I'm like,
My boy, my son, he's in the other room.
No.
When did you talk to him? He's
No,
only
I was
7. What are you
telling-
doing talking to him about any of this shit?
I was telling Rafiki Harambe.
How is he my boy? I haven't seen him since I fucking had an fucking fiance get knocked up by her neighbor.
So anyways, I was telling him.
Oh, that's a lie. I actually saw. One day he came into the taco place again.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do you look so familiar? It must have been like a year later. Why do you look so familiar? Yo, dude, you don't recognize me? I swear he looked about 5 feet tall to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess every time I went over to your place, I was always sitting on the couch when he was walking around. And he, Rafiki was, at least at the time, was as wide as he was tall.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very odd for me to see him, like, when I'm standing up and I'm, like, towering over him. He's not a tall dude.
No, he's like 5'8", 5'9".
God, you little people. How tall are you? About the same?
5'7".
You're 5'7".
Yeah.
You little person.
Uh-huh.
What shoes are you wearing? Good.
Oh,
I wear
these
flat.
shoes.
No, see, I gotta wear flats, and you gotta wear those chunky
What?
heel things, Nikes. To
Okay, yeah,
that's
but
what
I'm
I
usually wearing flip-flops, and those are thinner.
Why are you always wearing flip flops?
Because it's easy to slip on.
So did you
slip
dress
off.
like this for Roz Monster?
No, actually. I decided to put on pants.
I've never seen you in jeans in my entire life.
In case my crush decides to see me today.
Your crush?
Yes.
Who's your crush?
This girl.
When? Where? Why?
Over there.
Who?
This girl
What?
over there.
Speak.
Yeah, this girl over there.
Why has this not been a topic of discussion for us before?
Because we've spoken about it behind the mic.
I will agree to disagree. Well, let's
No, yeah,
continue
because
the
you're
conversation
like, okay, so then when you fucking get her, we'll have her on and fucking.
Who is she?
She's this girl.
No names, but
from
what does she
over
do?
there.
Where is she from? How far away
She
from here?
actually, I would say.
Is she in this town, dude?
No, she's in McAllen.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not even here. You're still here, like
she's
towards Harlingen.
20-minute drive, not 30
Okay,
minute
so
drive.
anyway, how'd you meet her?
I met her through volunteering, something care.
Oh, is this her
No.
place of employment? So you don't want to say?
No. I don't want to give it away because
Why?
Because I'm pretty sure she listens.
Oh, well, hello there. Do you want to give her a nickname?
I
That way we
usually
can
do.
speak about her freely.
Let's
without-
call her Chloe.
Well, I wasn't going to give her an actual name. I meant like Teddy Bear. Like,
Oh.
so how's Teddy Bear?
Let's call her.
It's Teddy Bear now.
Oh,
It's Teddy
I'm
Bear.
Teddy Bear.
Okay, kitty cat.
Kitty
so
cat.
how's your
Boo-boo
kitty
kitty
cat?
fuck.
Boo Boo Kitty Fuck. Aw, you remembered. Did all those Silent Bob references today. And it's fucking... Oh, I love it. I love Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
They're us, aren't they? They really are us. In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah. Anyway.
sorry, I'm just sitting in the joy of this conversation.
So yeah, I was telling
you met her at volunteer. What were you doing volunteering?
I was
Who would
volunteering
accept you as a
for
volunteer for
something
anything?
Christian like.
What?
Yes.
No,
something
no. But what were you
Christian-like.
doing in particular? I'm not asking you where.
Oh no, I was there because my best friend was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this. Like, you should fucking." Well, she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this," and I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Join me." I'm like,
Why not?
okay, yeah," because I'm like, "What the fuck else am I gonna do with my life?"
Not a goddamn thing, as we've all learned.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go, and this was just somebody that was there. Did your friend introduce you? What
No,
happened?
there's somebody that was there, and I'm like, and then we ended up working together. My best friend was sent somewhere else, and me and her, we were, together, and I'm like, oh, this is my shot. But I'm like, don't make it too obvious. Don't be a creep. Just fucking, take it slow, take your time.
That's good. That's good that you
Yeah.
got yourself, because it's easy to just like, because a lot of the times you just say fuck it and like, what do I have to lose? Like, just go in or go
Right.
home, right? So it is hard to temper that. So I'm proud that you're finally coming off the gas pedal a little bit out the gate.
Yeah, and so the spider.
I say that like I've known all your like past relations. This is the first time in the last year that I've heard of you actually having a legit
sentiment over another human being.
Yeah, well said. Exactly.
Yeah, but no. So then the spider is my totem animal, and yeah, what solidified that? Oh yeah, it is the fucking spider. Is that the spider? Besides it being feminine energy, you know that.
Well, it's
shit.
also a symbol that you've been in a prison.
Sure.
Well, it is. It's the web is.
Yeah.
Typically, a web or a spider is a prison tattoo to let
Right.
everyone know that you've been in prison, that you've
And
caught in the
well,
web.
not prison, just county. But anyways, so then yeah,
I don't
the
need
spider, you know, she builds her web and she takes her time, you know, catches her prey on the web. You know,
Oh, are you being
taking her
creepy?
time.
See, now you're being creepy. Now you're being creepy. That thing you didn't want to be.
No,
you're
because
being that.
that's the way I am with women.
That's
Like,
how you hunt. Is
No,
what
no,
you're
no, no.
trying to say?
I take my time you know,
before you drain them dry.
before I reel them in. Is what I'm saying.
So creepy.
That was-
There's no way to say this so it doesn't sound creepy. It's a good effort, but it's a little hard to taste.
Well, that's my point. That I'm
to
taking my
swallow.
time to fucking reel her in.
How do you feel it's going? What is her reaction to
it's
your
going?
sentiments?
I don't think she knows, because I was telling her one time when I saw her, I was explaining to her, because there was this time when a fucking jealous boyfriend of hers fucking blocked me just for fucking, I don't remember what the fuck I said, but anyways, so then I related that to this other time when a friend of mine,
Wait, so does she have a boyfriend?
no, not currently. This was when
Yes,
she had a
did at the
boyfriend.
time.
Yeah.
How long ago did you meet her?
About 3 years ago.
Wow. Slow game, huh?
Yeah.
You're reeling in real slow.
Yeah, so I was telling her, I'm like, about the time a friend of mine, I complimented on Facebook one of her pictures, right? And I was like, oh, you look fucking beautiful or
You're
whatever.
beautiful.
And then a fucking jealous boyfriend was like, I thought you didn't have any thirsty motherfuckers on here. She's like, no, I don't. And then
Oh,
I'm
come
like,
on.
no, and then I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, calm down, sir, I'm gay. So I told my crush
you
that.
didn't fucking say
Yes,
that.
I told,
Why the fuck would you say that?
so he can get off my fucking ass.
That's not how you do that, Frank.
Okay,
You
well,
just
anyways.
say, I apologize for being.
Why would I apologize? Why would I
Not for what you
apologize?
said. Apologize for the way you said it.
I didn't. I just said, hey, fucking looking good or something. I don't know. She deleted it, so I can't look back. So then I told
ridiculous.
my crush that. I'm like, I had to tell him I'm gay. And then
How
I'm like,
old is this
and I'm
girl?
like, wait a minute. Does she think I'm gay?
Does she?
I don't know.
You to this day you don't know?
I'm sure she doesn't. I'm pretty fucking sure, because I mean, look at my fucking Instagram.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not
So-
gender specific to Instagram. I don't know what the fuck you mean by look at my
So anyways,
Instagram. You
what
could
happened?
like to. I mean, okay. Real quick, if you're gonna say look at my Instagram for that shit, your handle is space what?
Space Cowboy 69 for 20.
69420. One, I don't see you 69ing anybody with that fucking body. Two, you can. How many times have you ever smoked weed?
That time.
One time.
No, like, I think
times,
3-4 times.
Yeah. So this entire name you have on there is the most ironic. It's the stupidest fucking name we've taught. This is like year one of the podcast fucking conversation. Stupidest fucking Instagram handle anybody has ever had, based solely on the fact that it applies to nothing about you. You're not interested in space. If you were, you would have been here celebrating that fucking SpaceX launch,
Uh-huh.
which we're gonna get into next episode. This one is going. Oh no, we still got a few minutes. Did you watch the Boca Chica launch?
Yeah, I did.
Gotta ask. Did you watch it live or did you watch the
No,
replay like most of the people?
The replay, because my brother works there and he was showing me.
He works where?
At SpaceX. He's a security.
What the fuck,
That
Frank?
was your reaction the first time I told you.
What the fuck, Frank?
What?
He can't get us in?
No.
We can't do like a tour?
No.
He can't get us a scrap of SN8 that just blew up on the fucking landing pad?
Nope.
How amazing was it, man?
It was.
What did you think of it?
Well,
Don't say it was okay. You can't give me that reaction. This was one of the most beautiful things that I've ever witnessed in my entire fucking life. It was, I told my wife, I felt like I was living through the summer of '69 fucking launch to moon. Launch to the moon. That's really what it felt like to me. I saw that thing after 3 days. I started, or 4 or 5, right? It went on through the weekend. And it took days and days of scrub. No launch today. No launch today. Even though they had blocked off the roads, cleared the air travel. No launch today. No launch today. They came up to Tuesday, right? Tuesday. 3, 2, 1. What the fuck? It's stuck at 1. What's happening? All this steam billowing out of this SN8 rocket, that this fucking dildo with wings, and it fucking doesn't go anywhere. It's like, oh my god, well at least it didn't blow up. We get to watch this one more day. I was still excited. I was still in love with the prospect. Then Wednesday comes. Wednesday, I'm up. I'm at work. I'm watching this fucking tiny little screen, watching the SpaceX Boca Chica live stream on YouTube. That's it's by the Lab Padre people. Amazing fucking people. They've got a live stream up year round, just watching fucking everything that happens on that site. And I'm watching it, and they're like, okay guys, it's probably not gonna happen today. They haven't even closed the roads yet. And then I'm like, oh fuck it, I'm still gonna watch anyway. You know, it might be today. It's still holding on hope. Come 11 o'clock, they're like, looks like we might have a time. Maybe around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Oh my god, no way. Are they actually going to try it today like they did yesterday? Okay, buckle in. I sit there, I'm ready to leave work on a moment's notice if they say that it, and I did too, because at some point they thought it was going to be at 3 o'clock, and I worked till 3:30. So 3 o'clock comes around, like, look guys, if this is going on, I gotta go. I can't be there in person like I planned on being all week, because Christmas has got me so broke I can't miss more than an hour of work. And by that time, I thought the launch was going to go up while I was on the road, so it wasn't worth getting on the road. But it took an extra hour on top of that. So finally, 4 o'clock comes around, right? 4 o'clock comes around, and they're like, okay, we finally have engine pressurizing going on in the tanks. You know, you saw the steam billowing out of the holding tanks for all the coolants and the engine, the rocket fuel and whatnot. Oh man, I'm just as excited just recapping all of it. So then it gets down to 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'm watching all this steam come out just like the day before, but it gets to 0, and then there's flames coming out, and I'm like, oh my god. Is it working? And it lifts up just a little bit. It's working! And then it lifts up a little more. Oh my god, it's lifting up! It gets up to where you can see sky in between the rocket and the ground. I'm like, it lives! Yeah! It was the greatest moment ever, man. And then as it's going up, it's flying high, right? Flying high. I'm like, oh my god, is it supposed to go this high? Are they just taking it up to atmosphere to destroy it, to detonate the C4 because they're having issues with it? Because it's supposed to do this belly flop maneuver and then come down and land, but it's still going. It's like 5 minutes in, it's still flying up into the stratosphere. I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna explode it out up there, aren't they? So that there's not so much debris coming down here. And I even say it as I'm talking to my family. And then all of a sudden, engines cut off. And even as it's going up, there's like a little bit of fire flare, like in the engine compartment. And I'm like, oh shit, something went wrong. They're gonna take it higher and just explode it. And then it just cuts off. And then you see it start falling back. And then all the smoke from the engine just billows up around it, like, whoa, they're about to do it. They're dropping it. They're dropping this thing. It starts slowly. You see the wings start to span out to start catching the air a bit more. You know, they fold in on itself so that the tip falls down, but then they span out and catch the wind. And now this thing is laying horizontal on its fucking belly, like it's ready to just take on everything and anything that wants to come at it. And it just falls, free falls for so fucking long. It looks like an airplane just flying by. So fucking gorgeous the way that this thing looks in a perfect blue sky. And then all of a sudden the thrusters kick on again. And it fucking kicks up like a fucking skateboarder trying to ollie over a fucking garbage can or something. And that tail comes down, whips down. It comes back to a perfect vertical position. Actually overdoes it and starts leaning back the other way just a little bit. And as they're starting to correct it, they just barely get it landing straight up, and all of a sudden the fucking ground is there. The ground is there, and it fucking hits the ground with just a little bit too much fucking speed, and the landing gear actually never even got deployed. So so horrible thing about SpaceX, they don't release any of the details of these tests until much later, if at all. Usually it's like leaked out through people. But so this thing hits the ground perfectly vertical. You know, almost perfectly vertical, you know, too hot, so it does land with impact, it explodes, busts all over the place. But 90% of this fucking entire thing goes flawless, goes exactly the way, at least aesthetically, at least it looks exactly how you expected it to look. And it was just one of the most beautiful moments in history for me, man. The first legitimate flight out of Boca Chica, in my opinion. You know, before that you had the little Star Hopper that had one Raptor engine. This thing had 3. And that was just it went up like 500 meters, went over 50 meters, whatever. But which I watched as well because it was just as momentous. It was step 1 in this process. And now they've got SN9 already built and in the wings before SN8 even went up. And that should be tested soon. And I'll be watching that with bated breath.
Mm-hmm.
But it was one of the most beautiful moments for me, man. And I'm so happy I've cut my son's school off so that he could sit there and watch it on 6 different camera angles with me on the computer. It was just fucking amazing. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you liked our recap on Frank's dating life, on his weight loss journey, and on the SN8 amazing rocket journey. Frank, any last topics of discussion you want to fit in before we cut off here?
Yeah, I feel like I should throw this in there because there's 2 things I feel I should throw in there, but let's go in reverse. Okay, so the reason why the rocket blew up is because my brother explained to me that there was the fuel was a combination of 3 gases. It was oxygen, methane, and I don't remember the other one. But when you see the video, you see that as it's approaching, the flames turn green suddenly.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
And what it is that it's leak.
The methane would have been blue,
right? And
methane
then
at its hottest burning
but it was
point is blue.
green, meaning it's oxygen. And so
is that what it was?
Yeah. So
okay, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. So then there was a leak, and then by the time when it got close enough to the ground,
nitrogen as well.
Nitrogen was the other one.
Yeah, that's the cooling agent that they use.
Yeah. So then, when it was close enough to the ground, it had kind of like a little backwash, and then it went boom.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, it was gonna go boom regardless, because you can't have just the
landing gear.
Yeah, the landing gear wasn't there. It was a heavy impact. You know, it's a lot of weight. You know, a few ton vehicle hitting a wall at 30 miles an hour is going to do a lot of fucking damage. And this one hit the ground at significantly higher speed than 30 miles an hour. So, have you gotten any word on how fast it was going when it finally impacted? Oh, I'm so excited for these results, dude. I am such a fucking nerd about it. I've never thought of myself as a scientist or I'm not scientifically minded in any sort of facet, you know. I don't understand that stuff, but when it fascinates me, man, even if I don't understand a word of what I'm reading, I gotta read up on it, man. It's just so fun. Oh, it's so cool. What was your experience? How were you excited at all about it, or was this just like a bottle rocket going?
No, my brother called because he was off that day, so he called me over when I was gonna get on the treadmill. He called me over. He's like, "Hey, see if you can tell me what's wrong with it," you know, and he shows me the video. And then the fucking flame starts turning green, and I'm like, well, that's your problem. You got a fucking leak somewhere, right? And then it's green, it's oxygen, and we're like, okay, well, that's what happened. There was like a leakage or a cross of fucking gases, and it went boom.
Well, that sounds wrong though. It just sounds wrong.
Well, it could be a little more than that.
Although, you know what, my guess, what I told my dad, but I want to fix what I told him. I was like, it seems like they ran out of fuel. Otherwise, why wouldn't they have enough thrust to get out? You know, to have landed. You know,
Right.
and why would it have come down so fast if they had enough fuel to fuel, you know, a heavier boost? But if they did have a leak of some sort, then that makes sense too. They would have lost pressure, and to you know, to have enough force to lift it up again and land safely. So yeah, it jives. It jives. I just corrected myself.
Yeah, my brother was telling me that the idea
I
of
just
that.
don't think that's why it exploded. I think it exploded because of the impact. You know, of course, when everything gets busted open and the fuels intermix, of course there's going to be an explosion, especially when the C4 hits, you know, that flame as well. But yeah, that an oxygen leak would explain why they didn't have enough pressure to maintain flight. Yeah.
Yeah, so my brother was telling me that the idea behind that was to see if they could send a rocket up to Mars, you know, that can land vertically without parachutes and shit.
Yeah, well, because in 2024, NASA plans, they just put together the crew. It's like a crew of 18 astronauts, and it's a crew to do a habitat on the moon.
Yeah.
And the idea is that the moon is going to be a refueling station for a Mars journey.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that amazing? So yeah, so this is a re-landing vehicle that doesn't require external boosters to reach space and to travel to the moon, where we would have a base, refuel, and then send them on the next journey.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible, man. Incredible shit. I even saw a rendering of the super heavy booster attached underneath the SN8, and it basically triples in length.
Yeah.
And if that were a thing, I don't know if that's what they're actually planning. This was just an artist rendering, but if they do that, dude, I mean, the possibilities are endless. I just hate the idea of the booster engines, man, because they're debris. It's just debris that's floating out there forever until it comes down back into Earth and either burns up in the atmosphere or falls down to Earth and destroys fucking property sometimes.
Yeah.
Rarely, but it does happen.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Hell of an episode, Frank.
And then the other thing.
Oh, you're gonna go on?
Yeah, fucking Chance is gonna get a kick out of this. But,
Hey, Chance!
the other
why
thing,
be PC when you could be completely inappropriate?
yeah, the other thing is that first of all, the whole Space Cowboy 69420 was because I did Instagram just for shits and giggles. But the reason why I chose Space Cowboy out of all is because when I was in golf company, I was with my boots, and then one of them found out that I was in Ramadi, right? While everybody else in golf company was in Haditha. Yeah, one of my boots found out, and he's like, "Yeah, I heard stories about you guys. You're the Cowboys of Ramadi."
What?
And yeah, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And another boot was like, "Nah, he's a fucking space cowboy. That's what he is."
Why?
Yeah, because I'm a
Well,
fucking
why they call
nerd.
you Cowboys of
apparently.
Ramadi though?
Because of the
Dusty
stories.
boots?
Yeah, the stories being told in SOI. I wasn't in SOI, so I don't know what fucking stories they heard, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, you know, it's like the Wild West. Just fucking.
It's just the stories led to. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Cowboys. So why 420?
Because it was for shits and giggles,
You're
and I'm
such
like
a shithead.
69 for 20.
You are a shithead to giggle at. That's for sure.
Which Paris Dillon, fucking I don't think we follow her on the fucking
Instagram.
on the podcast Insta, but yeah, Paris Dillon, she's notorious because everybody who has ever catfished has used her fucking pictures.
No.
So she was on Catfish. I got her attention that way, like it, and in one of the live streams of hers, she doesn't do live streams as often as she used to, but yeah, she was looking right, and she's like, "Where are you, Space Cowboy 69 for 20?" And I'm like, and she's like, "Yeah, where are you? I'm looking for you." And I'm like, "Hi."
Why?
Yeah. And then she starts laughing when she sees it. She's like, "Oh my god, I love that." And I'm like,
Why?
"Yay." Because it's fucking funny.
What is so funny about it? Whatever, man. I don't even want to have this conversation with you anymore. This has been the Completely Inappropriate Podcast. I have been Tony along with Mr.
Frank.
And this has been another beautiful episode. You can find us at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com and see our podcast on Instagram at completelyinapp with 1P on Twitter. And you can find us where you found us, so you found us. Good job. Give us a 5-star review. Don't try the other stars. They don't work. Trust us. We don't lie to you. We love you. So we love you so much. Just return a little bit of love back. leave a nice little comment. Leave us a nice little review. And if you want to send Frank some titty pics or some dick pics, I'm sure he'll enjoy those as well. We love you guys. Frank, what do we tell the lovely listeners?
Be excellent to each other.
Find your motherfucking happy. Try to be better today than you were yesterday. Auf Wiedersehen, or revoir, sayonara, and goodbye. He comes from his mama, and he